When I can fall asleep almost instantly next to them, and I'm an insomniac, so that speaks volumes. I told the truth and no one screamed, slammed doors, or gave me the silent treatment. Probably when I told him that I wasn't 100% sure about having kids, and he just looked at me and said, "I can imagine being a dad. That would be great. But if you decided against children, I can also imagine spending my life with just you. That would be enough for me." Now I'm feeling all warm and fuzzy inside. When I could discuss my feelings and have hard conversations about disagreements without the fear of us breaking up and or him leaving me over it. There's zero questioning. I don't have to wonder, does he love me? Because he tells me all the time. I don't wonder who he's talking to or whose pics, stories he likes or what's on his phone or where he is. I was so used to everything being a fight that when he came along it took a while before I realized boring is a good thing. It's gonna sound cliche, but since the moment I met him, I just felt it, and the fact that I'm not interested in anyone else, I have everything I wanted with him. I typically have a hard time falling asleep, but next to him, I'm comfortable and can pass out immediately. Whenever we're out anywhere, I can turn my brain off if I need to, because he's there for me. But most importantly, I'm never afraid to tell him anything. Working his day plans around so that his schedule fits mine so we can have our date or even just hang out at home. When we are going to make dinner together, he will contributory groceries to the dinner we make. For me, it was also about remembering what the kids like, not just food. But if he is unsure, because they're teens, he asks me. He is not their father. He came into their lives 4 years ago. When he cooks, he knows what one kid won't eat and prepares something else that we both know she does eat. The rest of the kids eat anything, really. I was so delusional that I guessed at a guy thing not knowing before. He wasn't immediately obsessed with me. I'd say he was definitely very communicatively interested, and he's maybe a bit obsessed with me now, but he was slow and cautious. I've only ever been used to guys deciding from 1 month that they wanted to spend forever with me, and actually, those guys don't love you. They love your appearance and the idea of you. I felt immediately comfortable around him. No matter how much I like him, I never felt the need to impress him as much as I did in other cases. Best of all, I'm not alone anymore, meaning I don't have to face my problems alone. I feel some kind of a warm feeling, like a transcendent fulfillment in supporting him as well, and the happy moments become even happier when he's around. Great eye contact when we're having a conversation. After our first date, I barely remembered what he looked like, but I remembered how intense his eye contact was. He only ever had nice things to say about other people. I didn't realize I'd never heard him talk badly about anyone until months later, when I was complaining about one of my friends and suddenly noticed he had never complained about anyone in front of me. A simple word when I say I need a moment alone to clear my mind, okay. And he lets me do just that. The first time I felt like I needed a moment, my husband just smiled and stayed where he was while I walked outside for a few minutes. I was so surprised. I never knew a relationship could be this easy and good until I met him. All the little things. Like how he matches my pace when we walk together. I used to think it was just normal, because I'm short AF and have little legs, and guys, if they're taller than me, have longer legs. So, it's only natural that they'd walk faster, right? Nope. Apparently, it was a choice all along. When I'm upset, frustrated or angry, he asks if I need alone time or if this is something we could solve together or if I just need to vent. He doesn't do it in a mocking way. He just wants to understand what I'm feeling in order to communicate things well. She doesn't get painfully defensive if I say something unfair to her. She would just point that out and then gently remove herself from the situation so I could have time to think about it. That's honestly so rare. Doing up the buttons on someone's shirt or jacket. Getting dressed and ready for the day together. Sitting together while doom scrolling. Brushing your teeth together. Just being off together, being able to put your guard down and simply exist. Touching the earlobe. Having them remember something pretty insignificant you told them causally and they reference it back later. Anything to do with touching the face or neck. Like removing a stray eyelash. It takes a lot of trust to let someone close to your eyes. Looking into the eyes of another person for more than a few seconds is actually really intimate. You see the shape, color, and texture of their iris. How the light reflects in it. And metaphorically, it's also kind of powerful. That's another human being looking back at you from those eyes. Years of growth. Their hopes, dreams, desires, fears. All wrapped up just behind those eyes. Washing your partner's hair or having them wash yours. I've been my husband's hairstylist since he started growing his hair, and washing and twisting it has become such an intimate moment for us. You need to stay curious about your partner, keep asking questions and updating your assumptions. You'll never know everything about them, especially if years have gone by and they've probably changed in one way or another. As soon as you start treating them like you already know everything about them, you start missing a lot of cool opportunities to be surprised by them. You both need space, whether it's a room, upstairs/downstairs, hobbies, etc. Nothing against your partner, but everyone needs space. I've been with my wife for 15 years now, and one main factor when buying a house was that we needed some separation. Nothing bad against each other, just a few moments to chill in your own vibes and decompress. Always remember that it's you two against the problem, not you two against each other. This eventually solves every other problem, if effort is made. There will be times when your relationship can get dull and feel a bit stoic. It's exactly then that you need to get up and be nice to each other. Small gestures do wonders. Get a small gift or some beverages they'd never pick otherwise. Go on silly dates, and sometimes just agree to make time for each other. If you're not careful, you can slowly turn into roommates more than partners. You need good boundaries with your respective extended families. As spouses, you need to prioritize the family you chose to build with each other over the family you were born into, and vice versa. If your relationship and needs are more often than not being pushed back in favor of the relationship and needs of one spouse's parents, siblings, etc., your family is going to suffer. Find someone you enjoy doing nothing with. Anyone can create magical moments with someone by going on vacations and dates, but it's the one you can socially recharge with, the one who feels like home, that will make all the difference in the long run. When she asked her friend to flirt with me to test me. When we finally got into deep talks about how we viewed our futures and I realized our goals didn't align. He couldn't handle any serious conversion. Every time I brought up the future, he'd just joke around or change the subject. It made me realize he wasn't in it for the long haul. When we were looking for places to rent/buy for a home, and she absolutely refused to compromise on where we'd be living. It's a long story, but her reasoning in that moment told me all I really needed to know about where I was placed as important in her mind. She lied badly about money and how much debt she was in. Her best friend showed me a text she had sent basically saying all I need is to get him to marry me and he'll be stuck with my debt too. When she told me that I was being selfish for wanting to go to the gym and work out. And no, it wasn't because of anything specific on a particular day that was more pressing at that moment. It was just in general, me wanting to do something for my own health instead of just devoting every second of my free time to her was selfish. I don't want a trauma dump, so 3 leave it at this. Pay attention to how they treat you when you are physically unwell and reliant on them. What do you think? If you enjoy messages like this, don't forget to subscribe.